Hey, Peeps Galucia here, and I am wrapping up my Civ 5 playthrough in my attempt to get a cultural victory. And I have to admit right off the top here, not looking good. But I will catch you up on everything that's happened. We're down to the last few turns now. I advanced towards the end of the game. So all three of my cities have the airports and the hotels. I got all of that done. And I was rushing to finish telecommunications because I wanted to build the National Visitor Center. I wanted to build the Sydney Opera House, and it's all moot because it's not going to get done in time for the end of the game, and that's just how it is. But I did get, as you can see, I got my tourism very high. It's up to 207 now. And I triggered several golden ages in that time, so it was running double for quite a while. So we'll see the full breakdown here, and you can see that I'm influential or dominant, which is like twice influential, with everybody except for Polynesia and America. Both of them I got up to familiar. America's at 48.4%, so they're about halfway to influential. And then Polynesia's at 59.9%, so there you go. So they are 0.1% from getting to popular, so at least they'll get up to popular. But since there's only a few turns left, it does not look like I can pull it off. Not to give away the ending here, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And, you know, that's really unfortunate, but it is what it is. I gave it a pretty good attempt, and I think now that I have a better understanding for how Civ 5 Brave New World works as far as cultural victories go, and I did a full playthrough, you know, while making a very serious attempt at a proper cultural victory. I feel like I can actually succeed if I gave it another go. I kind of picked up on some mistakes that were made along the way, where I was like, okay, I see what's going on here, and I think I can do better. And now in the last video, why does it still say 1 when in the last video, I actually said that I was going to tell a story about my truck drivingness, and I never got to it. I got so wrapped up in the civness that I never told it. But it's the same day. I'm recording this right after that episode was recorded, so it's still fresh for me. So I'm actually going to tell that story now while we bring this to a close. So, truck story. So what happened, and this is pretty lame. I got to start from yesterday. So yesterday, I was finishing a job. I had a delivery that was being that I was I was delivering to a why does it still say 1? You have a spy that is not assigned a task. Counterintelligence, smoothing. Oh, there he is. What are you supposed to be doing? How are you unassigned? How are you not in Rio de Janeiro all of a sudden? What happened there? So I dropped off my load, and where I was going is an area that's doesn't have a lot of industry. And every time I deliver there, I end up not. It's difficult to get a job out of there because there's not a lot in that area. So, I sat there for like 2-3 hours, and then I finally get a job, and it was a terrible job. It's not going to be a lot of miles, and I get paid by the mile. That's how you get paid, so the more miles, the better. So it wasn't a lot of miles, and it was really stretched out. It was going to take too long, and it's just a bad job. So, but it is what it is. You can't do anything about that. So I put all those in there. So I drove the majority. I had to drive 235 miles from my drop-off to my pickup, which was not until the next day, today. So I drove most of that, found a place to sleep for the night, and then in the morning, I went to the place, okay? Now, when I got there, it was the place that I went to. You have to go down. It's a very rural area, and you have to go down a farm road to get there. So it's a narrow farm road. And I get there, and it's closed. Gate is locked, okay? So I'll skip ahead, but basically they're closed. The company, my company, never bothered to verify the appointment, which they have to do. It has to be confirmed before I get assigned the job, and whoever is supposed to do that didn't do it. He dropped the ball, or she. So, needless to say, it took me 20 minutes to get out of there because I had to back up down this farm road. I couldn't turn around. There was nowhere to turn around. And then I had to come back to, so then I found a truck stop to park at. And so now the whole day was just wasted. I just did this for no reason. And now I'm sitting here at that pilot. And they finally got me a new job, but it's not until tomorrow at 11 a.m. So basically I'm going to be sitting here at this truck stop for 24 straight hours not making any money. Pretty lame and a really bad set of circumstances. But it opened me up to be able to record. And so I was able to finish off the Civ series. I recorded the last episode that you watched earlier today, and now this one. But as I had said before, we're just not going to be able to pull it off this time. So, you know, it's unfortunate. It was looking good for a little while. It looked like I was going to be able to pull it off, and then it just didn't, you know, come together. So it didn't happen this time. But again, I think one of the biggest things that was working against me was that excuse me.
Your civilization has been overwhelmed by its many foes.
I think the biggest thing that was working against me.
People do not despair, for they know that one day you
This guy's
shall
talking.
return and lead them forward to victory.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that was working against me was just the fact that I don't think I had enough cities. I really don't, because like, you know, like America was going for a cultural victory, and he had what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 cities that I know of. So, you know, he was like double my size. And I think being huge like that, I would have had a lot more of everything. I would have had way more tourism because I would have been generating more great people. I would have had more locations that could potentially put those great people somewhere. I would have controlled more territory, which means I would have had more antiquity sites and stuff like that. My science output would have been a lot better because a lot of these researches that I needed to build like hotels, airports, now I'm researching the internet, which doubles the tourism output of all of your cities. I could get to those kind of things and complete those if I had a larger civ. So, and I guess they won the game purely based on their size because they got a time victory. So what I would like from you is, if you're watching this video, that means that you watched the whole series. It was a short Civ series like I said it was going to be. Due to the internet situations, it's just easier for me to do a shorter series like this and just condense it down like that. And then it makes it easier for you guys to watch. And then it's actually finished, so you don't have to like start watching something that doesn't get completed. So comment below, and I think what I'm going to do is at least one more time, I'm going to try to get a cultural victory before the next Civ game comes out, and obviously my focus will switch to the new game. So comment below and let me know what Civ you'd like to see me use to try to get a cultural victory. Obviously Brazil is one of the better ones for it, but there's other Civs that have certain advantages that would make them good at a cultural victory as well. And I'm willing to try whatever, you know, I'm willing to give it another go. I think I'm prepared to do that. I just need to take what I learned from this one, and I'll get it next time. So comment below, let me know which Civ you think I should utilize. I appreciate the view and support throughout this short series, and I will see everybody next time. Laters!